I joined the Austin Fire Department in 1997, and I was convinced that every shift I'd be making a big old burner like this one here. The reality is, over 80% of our calls, and this isn't just in Austin, this is in San Francisco, this is in Chicago, New York, over 80% of our calls, we are responding to and fighting Western disease. So we get to see up close and front the destruction that is being caused by the fork and the knife, and it is absolutely disheartening. Here is a quick video to show what the average firehouse eats for breakfast.
And eggs.
And eggs. Meat and eggs.
So we got meat. How are we having the eggs today? Sunny side up?
No, I'm going to flip them. I don't know. I guess just fried.
Yeah?
No, that's me.
And then is this just like sausage?
Yes, pork sausage.
Pork sausage.
Taking pictures, put that here.
And then what do we got here?
So croissant rolls, baby.
Croissant rolls. And are this just kind of extra stuff?
I don't know. Somebody made that before I woke up.
Gotcha. All right. And here's our little fun. We got chips. We got oatmeal cream pies. We got
We're gonna be in a book.
granola bars.
Don't ever do this.
Nutty bars. We got Big Texas. It's got to be the Big Texas cinnamon bun. Skittles and Starbursts, M&Ms. We got Oreos and these Orville. This is Butter Lovers popcorn. We got Monster drinks down here, and then what do we got? Oh yeah.
You get the picture. You get the picture, and it gets worse for lunch, and it gets even worse for dinner. And it's probably very similar in every house in America. This is Station 2. It's a hop, skip, and a jump from here. This is where I spent the last 8 years of my career as a firefighter. And we are an island of health in a sea of fast food restaurants. We've got McDonald's, we've got Wendy's, we've got Papa John's, we've got Domino's, we've got Pizza Hut. Right next door, we used to have a Burt's Barbecue. It burned down about 3 years ago, and they still are blaming the vegetarian firehouse for not putting it out. But we were not always an island of health. And what happened is those numbers are a little funny, but what happened is in 2003, we had a bet to see who had the lowest cholesterol. The results came back, and JR's cholesterol was 344 at the age of 33, 344. And so in an act of solidarity to save JR's life, we as a group started eating Plant Strong the very next shift. Within a month, he had his cholesterol rechecked, and it had gone from 344 to 196. We got a flood of media attention. The word got out about what we were doing at Station 2, the charming dissonance of a bunch of Texas male firefighters eating this, plant-based vegetarian diet. And New York Times, NPR, Austin American Statesman. And so I got solicited by literary agents to write a book. And all of a sudden I realized that as a firefighter, not a doctor, not a nutritionist, but as a firefighter, I could reach a segment of America that would never otherwise hear this message about eating more plants. And so I almost felt an obligation to go ahead and write this book and teach people the absolute, undeniable connection between what we put in our mouths and your ability to have a perfect weight, ideal health, and be bulletproof to chronic Western disease. And really, I'm sorry, if you go back. Really, it's all about the food. It's all about the food. It's all about the food, right? Here, for example, red meat, right? Red meat. Just about everybody knows that red meat probably isn't the best thing for them. But how many people know that chicken has just as much cholesterol as red meat? And it also has acidic-producing animal protein. Leaches calcium from the bones, is an incredible tumor and cancer promoter, and inflames the arteries. And what about fish? Everybody thinks that fish is healthy these days, right? Omega-3 fatty acids. In reality, if you get a piece of fish that isn't tainted with mercury and PCPs and dioxins, you still get a piece of flesh, which has the animal protein, the animal cholesterol, and the animal fat. And then eggs. What about eggs? Well, there's only two things wrong with eggs, the yolk and the white, okay? The yolk has over 200 milligrams of dietary cholesterol, and the white is a concentrated form of what? Animal protein. So really, and dairy is just milk, flesh in a liquid cream or solid form. It has all the same amounts of animal protein, animal cholesterol, and animal fat. Now, these foods here, these are the ones that are going to give us back our life, right? The fruits, the vegetables, the whole grains, the beans. They have all the phytochemicals, all the antioxidants, over 100,000 micronutrients that are just jonesing to go to work for you and protect you from heart disease, from diabetes, from obesity, from Alzheimer's, all these diseases. And let me, before I forget, and what about olive oil? It's heart healthy, right? Right? No, it's not. Extracted oils are the most concentrated source of calories on the planet at 120 calories per tablespoon, and they have more empty calories than either white sugar or white flour. All right? And as you'll see here, it's 15% artery clogging saturated fat, and there's absolutely zero nutrients to speak of. And that's olive oil. Okay? Now, the results can be revolutionary when you eat Plant Strong. And these are just some of the results that can revolutionize your health. This individual here, as you can see, 16 pounds in 28 days. Cholesterol dropped 45%, and his LDL, which is the lethal, dropped 55%. This gentleman here looks like he's lost 15 years off his life. He looks 15 years younger. Slide's a little cut off at the top. Pretty amazing what he did. And he also dropped his triglycerides, which is the amount of fat in your blood, by threefold. And then Tim here lost 33 pounds in 28 days. His cholesterol got down to 93, basically the equivalent of a rural Chinese person. And Tim wrote in one of his food logs for dessert, watermelon, and then in parentheses, the whole thing. And the beautiful thing is that by eating foods that are low in calories and high in nutrients, you get to eat all you want, as opposed to foods that are high in calories and low in nutrients. This is one of my heroes, Sir Winston Churchill, and he has a quote that I love, and it goes, "America always gets it right, but only after they've tried everything else." And I think it's fair to say that we as a country have tried everything else, and now it's time to get it right. All right? It's time to play big. We all have skin in this game. And the answer to this healthcare crisis that we have, it's not about a pill. It's not about a procedure. It's not about more legislation. It's not about rejiggering the numbers. It's about everybody stepping up and looking in the mirror and deepening their personal commitment to their health. And we can turn this ship around. We absolutely can. And that right there, that is my TED wish.